Hello, brick sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and I have a question for you. What color is a brick? Now, this question came about when I made my first 5 things Lego needs to make video, and I made the argument for sand red. Sand red is one of my favorite colors in Lego, and as everyone probably knows, it has not been treated fairly. It is retired, and it is such a great color because it's so realistic for so many applications. But Lego doesn't make sand red anymore. In that video, I had said that sand red in a masonry brick would make the ultimate brick color. Now, you know what happens when you put an opinion out there on the internet. I got some pushback, which is okay. I like opinions. And people said, no, it's not the right color for brick red. And then I got thinking, well, what color is a brick? As you might know, there are thousands of different shades and colors of bricks, but some are more common than others. If sand red isn't the color, well, the stereotypical color for brick is red. Obviously, we can probably all agree I've never seen a brick that's not a Lego brick in this color. So we can probably rule that one out in the red family. Now, what's probably most commonly referred to as brick red is dark red. And there definitely are bricks in this color, but this is really dark. The majority of brick buildings I see are very faded and almost more pink or beige or tan or even brown. Kind of like sand red. That's where I came up with that. But that's definitely an option too in our red family. Now let's say we get outside the reds here. What about orange? Well, the traditional Lego orange is way too orange, but dark orange, it's got a real terracotta look. Definitely looks like clay and rust and iron. That's a good contender. Maybe we get into our tans. We've got tan, and we have dark tan. Now I can definitely see some bricks being in those colors as well. Now Lego also conveniently added warm tan, and this is all the warm tan I own. These are actually plates stacked up. And they're supposed to belong in the tan family, but in all honesty, it's not really tan. In fact, I would call this much closer to orange than tan. Just a very light orange. But nonetheless, that's called warm tan, and it is a pretty uncommon color, but it is a Lego color nonetheless. Moving outside of the tans, we can get into the Nougat family. Now, I'll be honest with you, when these colors were named Nougat, light Nougat, and medium dark Nougat, it kind of didn't make much sense for me, because to me these colors are almost not even in the same palette. They don't really match, they don't really go together in a gradient. I don't really know why you would call them all Nougat. I do have a theory though. If you're shopping for these colors on Brick Owl, they are called light flesh, and medium dark flesh. And I'm wondering if Lego moved away from that nomenclature, because as we know, flesh can be any color. But in Brick Owl and other places of the internet, it has still stuck, at least for now. So obviously those 3 colors wouldn't have to be in a gradient so much, but then they were named Nougat. I don't know, let me know if you know why they were named that way. Nonetheless, this is a real contender for a brick color. I think these might be a little too pink, possibly the Nougat. Light Nougat is very light, and I don't see much of that in the brick world, but possibly. Moving on from our Nougats, we could try brown. I've got old school brown and reddish brown. There is also a medium brown, but it's pretty uncommon and I don't own any of it. But those are your 2 browns. Now I would say for the most part, you're probably not going to see a lot of bricks in this, but we can add it to the mix here. And last but not least, we have our grays. Old school light and dark gray, and then the more modern light bluish gray and dark bluish gray. Now these obviously could be brick colors, but they also aren't really in the red-brown family so much. It'd be a different color of brick. So, given these different colors here, we have a lot of good options to work with. And over the years, LEGO has added more and more great colors to use in our mocks and builds. But it still hasn't answered, what color is a brick? So, after getting asked that question, I was actually walking my daughter to school, and I found a house throwing away a pile of bricks. And very conveniently, that pile of bricks contained 5 different shades of bricks. So I made the sacrifice and snatched them up and carried them home, and let me show them to you. Maybe we can hold some colors up to them. Gotta protect our rebrickable mat. These are rare commodities these days. So the first brick I got is very gray. And keep in mind, this is a sampling out of one house, so I couldn't not make a video out of it because it just turned out perfect. Here we have a more traditional reddish orangish of a brick. This is what I mostly think of when I think of brick. Is kind of that peachy, salmon, pinky color. Beige brick. Look at the texture on that too. And this is a more orangish brown brick. I kid you not, these were all in the same trash pile at the same house, and they are all very different bricks. It worked out just perfect. The LEGO gods really wanted me to make this video. Anyway, I also grabbed up colors of masonry brick that LEGO makes. And I'm going to exclude a few because some of them are designed to look like painted brick, or you can flip them over and use them as siding. So we're going to leave these ones out. But here, I have a pile of some really common masonry bricks here. And obviously we can put some of these together. You know, we've got our tans here. You know, maybe our dark orange up here. Our reds. And you can kind of see the logic here. And I think, you know, we're doing pretty good. We've got a lot of good matches. Over here we've got our gray. It's probably a little bit darker than that gray, but probably a little bit lighter than that gray. Oh, this is almost perfect. Look at that. That medium nougat color works really well with that one. The dark orange, you might be able to make the argument on this one too. I think it's a little closer on the other one though. Dark tan. You can see, you know, LEGO's actually done a pretty good job with these, considering the sample size I have here. So I think we've made some really good logical placements here. And of course, none of these are perfect. I would say this is definitely the closest on this one, the medium nougat. I'd say the tan's the closest here, light gray on here. This is not a great match, but I don't think you're going to be able to do any better. But you'll notice one brick is bare. Well, what do you think it is? Sand red, obviously. I mean, that's like a perfect match. And when you look at these older brick buildings, that's the color you see a lot of. Now, I think the biggest problem people have with brick color is when you look at a solid wall of any of these colors, no matter which one it is, they don't have a ton of personality. Brick has a lot of personality. It's got a lot of inconsistencies. It's got a lot of texture, flaws, different colors, different patterns, and of course, grout lines. And when you put it into one big flat wall, it really takes a lot of that personality away. Now, obviously, doing a masonry pattern is a step in the right direction because it gives the wall a lot more personality than just a flat stack of bricks. But what if we could take it one step further? Now, some of you might be triggered by this, so I'm going to apologize in advance. But I decided to do something a little bit Lego illegal. Also, every time I say illegal in a video, I get a lot of comments saying, oh my gosh, how can it be illegal? There's no such thing as Lego police. There are Lego police. They're real and they are very strict. Be careful. Anyway, I have this very nice bottle of tan paint that was on clearance for 97 cents. And I've been wanting to try this for a while. I'm sure someone else out there has done it, but I said, hey, I got to try this. I also got some white paint, which I don't have handy here. And I decided to try to paint grout lines. Now, this is acrylic paint, so if I don't like it, I should be able to, with some warm water and a toothpick, take this off. But check this out. Those look so awesome. This was super easy to do. Take a small paintbrush, paint it in there. Even if you get it on the surface, since it's acrylic paint, just quickly wipe it off. It'll stay in the grooves, but not on the surface. These ones have tan lines. These ones have white lines. But just look at the difference in personality there. Amazing. And those just look completely night and day different. Same with these ones here. Now, I'm not necessarily recommending that you guys all go out and paint your masonry bricks. If you want to, go for it. These are toys. They're meant to have fun with and be creative, so do what you do you. But wouldn't it be cool if Lego started making these with printed lines or painted lines? That would be so next level detail. Now, I know it is a little anti-Lego because Lego stuff is typically one solid color and you have to mix different pieces to get different colors. I get that, but just look at how good those look. I can't get over that. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to do more like this in the future. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. That's all I got for this time, and we will see you next time.